whoever tunes into this is gonna know that chiropractic, it's an art that must be developed as you were playing the guitar. If you don't play the guitar, you're not gonna be able to develop your guitar playing skills.
Exactly.
This is a space of non-judgment, right? Non-binary solutions. A place of just complete understanding, passion and love. Passion and love, something that a lot of people are lacking nowadays.
Mm,
Sometimes I lack love and passion.
hmm.
Some other times I'm fully thriving, and you just have to recognize both states and determine which one is the one that you like the most. Hey, everybody who's listening to this, anybody who's listening to this, welcome. If it's your first day, cool, because it's also our first day. First time ever that I am sitting in front of a computer that has my brother Justin Jones in a virtual form, and he's
Yes.
ready to speak his heart out, and he's ready to share his message. For if you, in case you don't know me, you must be living under a rock or something like that because who doesn't know me, especially when it comes to chiropractic. But my name is Kevin. Fix me. That's how you can find me on social media. My real name is Kevin Casares. But you can find me on all social medias as Kevin Fix Me. If you want to know more about what I do and what I'm passionate about, make sure you hit me up on Instagram, Kevin Fix Me, or YouTube, Kevin Fix Me at gmail.com. Write me your comments, write me your questions, write me your text or text me. Write your number so I can text you back.
Exactly.
Anyways, tonight we are going to have a conversation at 7:53 p.m. after a long day of interacting with other humans. We're going to have a conversation with one of my favorite people in the whole wide world, someone who loves the things that he loves and he demonstrates it and he walks the talk. Ladies and gentlemen, with you, the most awarded chiropractor in Orlando, Florida, and the chiropractor who's seen the people that he needs to see in the week, which is going to be by the hundreds here
Oh,
soon. Chiropractor of the year,
I feel
recognized by
it.
many associations as the chiropractor who gets the most awareness about chiropractic in South Florida. The chiropractor who opened up a practice and is now fully thriving and it's ready to rock and roll. Please allow me to receive with open arms and an open heart and an open mind my brother, your brother now, Justin Jones.
My brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
What do you think
You
about
know,
that intro?
the intro is beautiful because you're not talking to present Justin, you're talking to future Justin. Oh, I can feel it. That's beautiful. That's a different way to introduce somebody. I see what you're going to do. Let me call it out right now and bring it into this moment. Fuck who you are right now. Let me talk about the things that you've already done. Oh, that's good, bro. That's beautiful.
And in case you have not realized what you are going to do, I'm going to tell you. So maybe that sparks some
Yeah,
sense in you to say, fuck, wait, am I going to be the most awarded chiropractor with hundreds coming into my practice pretty soon? Yeah, you are. Oh
that's
shit, I
big.
didn't know. Well, now you know. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the message from the future.
Yeah,
So I am talking to the Justin from the future.
yeah.
My brother, how are you? How was your day? Tell us, give us an insight on how the day went and how you feel and how you're functioning. And
Day was beautiful. I actually have a story to tell.
okay, before the story, I want you to tell us where people can find your work. What's the most reachable way to find the things that Justin Jones is doing currently, whether it's
Okay.
in the future or in the past or in the present?
Yeah. Most reachable way to find me directly, you can go to my Instagram, 610 Justin Jones. To see what is being done by me, you can explore Innate Artistry Master or Innate Artistry Master Training. This is the Instagram name for the training of I Am. Then you can explore the apparel side of it, which is Innate Artistry Master Empowered Apparel on Instagram. Both of these, two separate but distinct, they're part and parcel of each other. You can't have one without the other, and they all have one thing in common, and that is to bring greater recognition to the power that you have within through the use of empowered affirmations. That is the apparel side of it. The training side is a whole nother beast of its own. That's a topic for another day. But as far as reaching out to me, you can do that through Instagram with any questions that you may have. And yeah, I'm just a chiropractic student, living life, figuring out how to live life in an honorable way, getting out of my own way, understanding more of myself by knowing what I'm not. And through this process, I feel like I have a lot to say and a lot to talk about.
Yes, that's the type of people that we're going to be having on this platform, because I personally, I know a bunch of cool people, including you, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, well, I kind of have some type of following on the different social media avenues, and I want to share the people that I know, because you make part of this niche group of people that personally I know do what do as they say, do the
Mm-hmm.
things that they preach.
Yeah.
So I want to get you closer to the people that listen, and maybe see me as a guide or see me as a person of interest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to bring you closer to them. So in a brief, concise, precise form, can you give us, I'm not gonna give you a time limit. I'm just checking my time to see how long we're gonna be here for. But can you give us a concise uh, uh path, or can you take us to the journey that has gotten you to this point, as far as the creator, not just in the student, or not just in the owner of a future practice, or not just in the fiance of a beautiful uh
Mm-hmm.
girl named Alicia. Not that, Justin. Take us
Mm-hmm.
to the journey of who you are.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
What does that look like? Rough, smooth, both, easy, hard?
Hard, um, hard paths, which led to where I'm at today, for sure. Rough seas, which led to where I'm at today. Um, and the hardest lesson was just me being very, very stubborn and not wanting to just believe that it could be exactly what the fuck I say it could be. That was the hardest lesson. Bro, I don't know now, seeing it with the lens that I have now, I see how stubborn I was to want to feel the suffering and to dig my heels in every chance I got an opportunity to give it all away and say, you know what? I don't need this problem in my life, or I don't need that problem in my life, or I don't need this conflict. Every chance I got to surrender and give away all of my problems and conflicts, I just dug my heels in and said, I want all this. I want all this. I want all this. So it was self-imposed struggle. That's it. And I can call myself out on it now. There was no reason for the struggle other than me deciding for it to be there and here. And again, I'll go back to when I said it was hard for me to believe that it starts with my word and ends with my word. It was hard for me to truly understand that what I say is how it will be. For some reason, that just sounded like it couldn't be, but I also wanted it. So you see how I created the separation, and through the separation came the struggle, and the struggle took many forms. It took on forms of hiding. It took on forms of not wanting to talk to people. It took on forms of feeling like I'm alone. It took on forms of feeling like nobody could be going through what I'm going through, which only created deeper and deeper separation. Because what am I doing? I'm separating myself more and more from the whole, from the collective, by thinking that I'm the only one going through this and this and this, and nobody gets me and nobody will understand me. And then I realized that it's not about whether or not somebody's going through exactly what I'm going through. It's just the fact that somebody's going through something. I had this realization the other day.
Go ahead.
And it was, there's not one person on this earth that's not going through something.
Yep. That'll be pretty accurate to say.
Brother. Yeah. Everybody's going through something.
Yep.
And it's designed for them to go through it so they can learn their lesson in life, which is completely different from yours. And there's no comparing like, oh shit, like you don't have it as hard as me or whatever it may be. I'm sure people have had it, quote unquote, harder than me.
Yeah.
But when I realized that everybody's going through something, the feeling of me being alone, it had no more room. Like that just like poofed away.
So on that note, just park that concept for a second, because we are in a service profession. We can say that, right?
Providing service. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in a service profession. We are here in this earth at this moment, this experience. We are going to be service. We're going to be servicing other humans. We can say that through the reconnection or the restoration of someone's neurological connection between their brain and the body, right? Which only in the physical sense, that's what it means, but it's also a spiritual connotation that you and I know, right? Which is getting you closer to your true authentic self, a self that is free of interference, a self that is clear and connected. We can say that, right?
Yeah.
So if somebody, just to go back to that part concept that you were just talking about, if somebody is going through a hardship and they're being the Justin that was stubborn at some point in their life, and you now see here trying to find or trying to have all their answers, and they're just being stubborn with their current state, who are you, or who are we, or how can we come to an understanding, or how can we communicate to them that they need the help and they need to not be stubborn this time, and that they should trust us with this, what we have, which is going to benefit them?
Yeah.
Like, what would it take for me to convince that older version of Justin, who's stubborn in health or finances or whatever it is, to step into these healing grounds that I'm trying to provide? Do you know this? Do you know the answer to this? I don't know.
Part of it really is, a simple answer is you'll get it, you'll achieve it, you'll make the shift when you're sick of being sick. Like when you're finally sick of being sick. Now that goes, where is that level at for you? At what level of the spectrum are you finally sick of being sick? Because until you reach that level, the shift is not going to happen. It's just going to keep being pushed away. So I guess it's more about, are you ready to see how sick you are? Are you ready to be put in front of a mirror?
Talk to me about the mirror.
Well, I think the role or the duty, of the healing facilitator is to be a mirror. So if we're talking about chiropractic, which we are, the role of the chiropractor is to become as clear of a mirror as he or she can be, for the purpose of reflecting or showing what the patient or the person you're caring for needs to hear, not what they want to hear, needs to see, not what they want to see. Because there's a difference there. Now, the process of becoming a mirror can only happen if you, being the chiropractor, recognize what your duty is. And in my opinion, the duty of the chiropractor is to know themselves, is to know themselves. And to know themselves is to know innate, to know intelligence.
Okay.
Right. I mean, you can read it in the green books. In Stevenson, he says, you are your innate intelligence, and your innate intelligence is you. So when we talk about getting to know yourself, I'm not saying, oh, get to know Kevin. I'm saying, no, get to know the power that's allowing Kevin to even come up with Kevin.
Yes.
Get to know the power that's allowing Kevin to even generate meaning and definition to make Kevin Kevin. Because at the end of the day, if you had amnesia and forgot about who you were, you would still be alive. You would still be existing. If you had a brain injury right now and boom, you don't know who Kevin is, you don't know who I am, you don't know what your name was, what your age is, what your mother's name is, what your father's, whatever, the past traumas, you forgot all of it, you would still be existing, which is proof that all of those things do not make you. There's something else that makes you. And I recommend that anybody going through chiropractic school, if your number one primary focus isn't to get to know that thing that makes you, then you're going to be very distracted. You're going to get very lost. You're going to be very torn and separated and confused. You're going to be confused.
I'm going to come back to that, but how do you personally, in your own practice, discover that true version of self? How do you tap into saying, I'm a little of alignment, let me go back into alignment? How do you personally do that? For the people that are here listening, maybe they're your future patients or participants of your practice, or maybe they are students who will be guided by your advice or input in life. How would you recommend other people tap into that sense of recognizing your mirror and seeing your true self, which is your innate intelligence?
Yeah. So for me, it's like, I feel like I had this, for me, it's meditation. And it's funny because I think somebody asked me, I remember, like, how often do I meditate?
What do you answer?
And I was like, well, I meditate all the time. Like, I try to meditate 24/7, just all the time, recognizing, because it's nothing more than a quick shift in your awareness to place it less on things outside, and more on to that power that's here now, making your heart beat, right? Here now, and you don't have to think about it at all, which is a blessing. Like, you should express gratitude for that. Once it's recognized, it's hard not to express gratitude all the time. Once it's recognized, be prepared, because you will start to feel the shift in your reality. And people will come up to you and say, why are you so happy? Or what is this? And how can you be that? Like, you're the weird one, in a sense. I don't know.
Well, you are to that. I'm just gonna make a parenthesis. To that, you are weird when you are aware, when you are conscious of your environment, when you know who you truly are, you become weird for people, because a lot of people, the majority of people, I would say, exaggerating, maybe exaggerating, 90% of the people out here are unaware of their self. So when you are a person who taps into your innate intelligence and who you really truly are from a creator standpoint, you become weird to their perception of reality, because they're like, who's this weird person meditating at 2 p.m. while they're walking? Who's this weirdo?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So meditation, right? This is what I would say is the most direct path towards understanding and recognizing, or not even understanding. It's not even about understanding. You shouldn't. Okay, try to understand it. You can try to understand it, but meditation is the direct path to experience it, and through the experience, you will understand it beyond your wildest, like, you can ever conceptualize it. You directly experience it. Now, okay, so it wasn't always like this for me, because I always had this misconception that meditation was something that was done or needed to be done in a certain place with incense burning and whatever it may be. Like, I needed to be relaxed, and I was doing it all for the wrong reasons. Like, I would meditate to tolerate a sloppy way of living. So I would live in a way that was not honoring, and I would feel drained and tired by the end of the day, or whatever. I would feel out of alignment. So then I would meditate to tolerate sloppy living.
You were doing it for the wrong reasons.
I was doing it for the wrong reasons. I was meditating because it's like going to a chiropractor. It's like, man, I just had a crazy workout and I'm off. I need to go see or man, I just did this and that. I need to go see my chiropractor. They're going to help you, but you're going to go out and live the same life you've been doing. You're going to have to keep going back and doing it and going and going and going without changing what is actually causing it. So when I understood this, and I'll tell you real quick, I first got to chiropractic school. I kind of had an understanding of innate intelligence and infinite intelligence and universal intelligence. And, I read that in Stevenson, you are your innate intelligence and your innate intelligence is you. When I read that, I was like, shit, well, where is it? If I am this innate intelligence, where is it? Because I haven't seen it. Like, I just wanted to find it and look for it, because apparently I've been this thing all my life.
Yeah.
And I had no idea, right? So I was like, well, okay. Then I kind of understood meditation more, and, sit with yourself and be quiet and find presence and peace. And that's what I started to do. I started to sit, lights off, close my eyes, and really just put on some calm music, burn a candle, whatever it may be, and just stay silent. And I would be able to do that for like 10 to 12 minutes. And then it kind of got too noisy, and I kind of started to feel a little bit anxious. And this is when I got to experience something higher than me.
Okay.
I'm just going to be honest with you here, because now we're in this beautiful conversation. And I can
please, honesty is the best policy. And I would hope that, we keep it somewhat no filters, so people can recognize the sincerity, and they can say, I identify with that message. I am going to follow that guide, and I'm going to get closer to this person who clearly is doing something that I am not doing, and they can help me get better at this thing that I'm not, because I have failed at life so far, but I have now a chance to redeem myself and find solution to my problem through Justin's guide. This is why I'm doing this. I'm not doing this to waste time. I'm not doing this to get in front of the camera. I'm not doing this to be popular for no reason, right? Like, I know that you have a message. I know that I have a message. And what a beautiful thing that we have nowadays, which is this communication uh,
Hmm.
uh way or bridge.
Exactly.
And we have this thing just gave me a notice that we have 10 minutes left. So perfect. You know,
Let me.
we have a free way to communicate the message that we have. Why not use it in a positive sense, right? Like, instead of replicating what everybody's doing, instead of just showing tits, asses, and nonsense. No, because seriously, there is a lot of nonsense out there that people are just fucking hypnotized by and constantly watching, right?
Mm.
Why not be the person who shares a different message? I'm not saying that that's right or wrong, because at some point of my life, and completely being vulnerable here, I've been that person who's scrolling through like an ass page or like a titties page, right? Because
Hmm.
I'm a man and I'm driven by testosterone, which is the main chemical that it's in my body. But I recognize and I realize that that is not the best way to live as a man, as a
Hmm.
man who's looking to thrive and be a great part of my community. So why not just share a positive, more aligned message
Yeah.
to positivity and health, right? So go ahead. Please have no filters.
Um, yeah. So just to clarify too, you said people who may have failed in life. I mean, it's not about failing, right? Maybe just people who have been unaware, are not as aware, or would like to be more aware, right?
There's different failures, right? There is failures that you can redeem. There is failures that cost your life. If you fail to defend yourself in a fight, you will die. You failed
Yeah.
at defending yourself, but if you fail, they didn't kill you, and now you become better at fighting. Next time you have a fight, you may succeed at defending yourself, right? Maybe you
Hmm.
you learn how to run faster. So next time there's a fight, you just run away, right?
Yeah.
But there is failure and there is success, right? There is this dualistic view that you can have in life, whether you succeed or not succeed. But go ahead, that's a whole different topic.
Yeah. I just needed more clarification because the word, I mean, that's a powerful word, right?
It is a
So,
powerful word, and I'm all for having a powerful message and having powerful language, right? Because this is how you create this wake up thing that people feel when I say a bad word or when I say a failure word, right? The F word. That's the
yeah,
F word of this.
that word. So, shit, I knew where I was at, but I was about to go into a point. Oh yeah, no, I was talking about allowing me to be vulnerable in here
Yeah.
because I'm getting to a certain point of the story of my story of how I started this meditation and I guess you can say the spiritual aspect of my life, which has ultimately led me to where I am today, or at least accelerated it. And I was getting to the point of this meditation practice, which I started to do first quarter of chiropractic school, so 2.5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I started to do it every day. And I remember getting to a certain point every time, like 12 minutes in, it was anxious. And it would just be like clockwork.
Mm.
And I can almost be like, oh, fuck, here. Like I would get to a certain point where it got really quiet and boom, I just get like, fuck, I got to get out of this.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't realize what I was trying, what my desire was. I didn't realize what I was subtle. It was a subtle ask. I was asking for something and it was subtle. I was asking to become whole again
Mm.
or to become or to recognize that I'm already whole. That's what I was asking for. And when you ask for something like that, whether you know it or not, the message that God, the universe, intelligence will give you is everything that you're believing in that's making you not whole.
Mm.
So I had childhood issues, traumas, you can say.
Okay.
And it wasn't until I started to meditate and become quiet within myself where those traumas started to come up. And there's where the anxiety came from.
Mm.
And I was like, oh shit. Damn, I was like, I knew, I definitely knew, but I didn't know that it was preventing me from becoming what I needed to become in order to fulfill the version of myself to, you know, where I wanted to be, in order to get to where I wanted to be. And then, I mean, there's another part of this. So just to shout out, because I don't want to leave, you know, I think this is a huge part of it. I went to a level 3 KTC. Dr. Brett Jones was facilitating it, and he brought up that space right there also accelerated this process of me knowing myself. But I just wanted to shout that out, because that was huge. That was a big shift for me.
Yeah,
So
I think give credit where credit is due, and I think any mentor that you have had along your history or journey is worth to mention. So yeah, thank you for mentioning that.
yeah, man, and
We have 3 minutes to.
I'm right at the end.
We have right about 3 minutes. So
so the message was so right here, right? The message was this, and it was clear as day. And it was, if you want to get to me, you have to bring all of you.
oh,
Because guess what I wasn't trying to bring? 4-year-old, 5-year-old Justin. I was trying to leave that motherfucker behind.
yeah,
Because I didn't want to see him or look at him or be him. I just wanted to forget about him.
yeah,
But when I wanted to meditate and become more whole and peaceful and present, the message was, if you want to get to me, if you want to be more whole, you have to come to me as a whole. You can't come to me in parts. And I'll let you know which parts you're forgetting. So until you integrate the child, understand the child, and bring the child up with you into the light, into love, and love the child, only until you do that can you start to feel me, this wholeness, this presence that's always here. When that message was received, fuck, bro, I cried like I've never cried before in my life. And I realized I wasn't crying as Justin, the 26-year-old. I was crying as the 4-year-old Justin who never got a chance to cry. And in that moment, the integration had begun. My next meditation day, I felt it all.
mm.
So listen to what it's trying to tell you. Listen to what it's trying to tell you. That's where I'll leave it at.
If you were sitting with somebody who's receiving this information from you, right, and they're like, okay, I got it, I need to meditate, I need to realize, recognize, give recognition, bring up the inner child in me that has a trauma, give me practical ways that I can use, that people that are listening to this can use in order to get there. Give me times, give me frequencies, give me space, accommodations, like give me something practical that people can take right now with them that will get them closer to that Justin that had that realization. What do I need to do?
Well, one, simply start by sitting down, no distractions, get comfortable, and just ask the question, what am I? Who am I? Why am I? Ask it enough until something comes up. Be courageous enough, right? Be courageous enough to put down the distractions and just, like a fucking child who wants to know how something works, and they're just, how does this work? How does this work? You were that one time. You had that much desire to know how something works. Apply that for yourself. Want to know how yourself works. Want to know why your triggers trigger you. Want to know where your habits came from. Want to know it. Have a desire to know it. And through the process of that, it's impossible for you not to know something about yourself. I promise you, by the end of that, you will know more about yourself than you ever have.
Guys, you heard it from himself. You heard it from himself, Justin Jones. Thank you so much for being here tonight, brother. I fucking love you and who you are and who you're becoming. Bye, everybody. Take care. You already know where to reach us.
Beautiful. Nice.